if this is historically accurate, then I should be let off the hook. A young couple in Vallejo, California, was going on a nice night on July 4th, 1969. Uh, Unsuspecting, not much, just having a nice night out, even though the guy's a little nervous. But then what happened next truly rocked California for a long time, and it still shivers us to the core that this hasn't been solved to this day. It is all of a guy also known as the Zodiac, or the Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac is David Fincher's sixth film. This is his comeback vehicle. His first film since 2002 is Panic Room, and this came out in 2007, so it's a long gap, a long hiatus. But probably this took a lot of years to make, and man, every effort, every production value pulled off, especially every performance. I think everything is awesome. I don't think there's anything at all wrong with this movie. So it stars the three main characters, and this is of course based on a true story, and from what I've heard, it's very historically accurate. So Jake Gyllenhaal plays Robert Graysmith, a cartoonist, Mark Ruffalo as Dave Toschi, a detective, and Robert Downey Jr. as Paul Avery, a journalist. And these three main characters all became obsessed with the Zodiac Killer investigation. So I was describing, especially from what I've seen in the beginning of the film, where this young couple, they end up getting brutally killed by a guy who dressed himself as the Zodiac Killer, and this really happened. It's well, it's scary that like how creepy it is, and like how creepy it is. David Fincher, he really directed this movie so well, and very good lighting and cinematography, very dark tone, makes it scary. But what's scarier is that all this really happened. So anyway, the San Francisco Chronicle, where Graysmith worked at, he starts the Chronicle starts getting all these letters from the killer himself, saying, I killed this person, I killed that person, where like Graysmith becomes like it's kind of like fascinated, and starts becoming obsessed, trying to get like who this guy is. And this truly rocked California, or San Francisco, I think. Everyone was petrified. Yes, like it leaves me kind of speechless. Especially this movie is so darn realistic. Now, when it comes to in terms of cinema, wow, David Fincher had me on this ride, like the whole movie. I can't think of any slow moment. Like it's a non-stop roller coaster ride of a movie. On guard, through the whole thing. The performances were outstanding. I thought Mark Ruffalo was awesome as this detective. He wasn't talking. He didn't have his regular accent. He had like this very different one. Probably trying to stay true to the real life Dave Toschi. Probably that's how he talked. And Robert Downey Jr. stole the show as the supporting character, Paul Avery, very drugged up, boozy journalist who's also trying to tap in this investigation, along with Graysmith, the Chronicle doesn't believe it, they don't believe them, and they're let off the hook for some years, but Graysmith, is still to the core, trying to get down who this guy is, and it's breathtaking, especially whenever the killings were on screen. Man, it's like gripping the chair. I was so anxious, the way I was with Seven. So with Seven, it's it's a fictitious serial killer movie, while Zodiac is a real life serial killer movie. And those two movies also have in common, being a serial killer movie. Man, on the edge of my seat, really terrifying, and especially the killings. While with Seven, it's just aftermaths, but Zodiac shows some killings taking place, and they're so disturbing, and especially I can't think of any other film, that shows those sequences like that. There's the opening killing scene, but it's done so well, but man, it's so realistic, and it's this very thick realism, and that's what I love so much about it. And there's no dull moment. I could tell real life that these guys were so dedicated to tracking this guy down, and that was a good thing. But the problem was, it was interfering with their with the relationships with their families, especially Robert Graysmith, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, where his relationship with his wife and children, it was so rare. He could hardly spend time with his family due to his obsession with the film. That was great, and once again, a great message from Fincher, along with the screenwriter James Vanderbilt, where there's a guy's desire to kill, which is discussed in the movie, and a person's desire, to solve a mystery, and I thought that was a great clash, and it's so masterfully done. Harris Savides collaborates with Mr. Fincher since The Game, and wow, especially it felt really 70s and 60s. David Fincher's he's excellent at period pieces, and then I love his style of lighting, and the colors. All of it is excellent. This is an excellent film, although it's not going to be for everyone. It has a lot of investigation after investigation, and lots of dialogue, but you know what, I loved it. I loved all those investigations and all the dialogue. Why? Because everyone in this movie was talking about how putting the pieces of the puzzle together and trying to solve this case, but going through all these games that this killer is playing with them, messing with their heads and being steps, not just one step, but steps ahead of the authorities. And that's what's so great about it. It was so great, more than just very graphic and violent killings. So yeah, it's really, really, really well done. So I give Zodiac my highest rating, and especially it might be David Fincher's best film. So I give it a 5 out of 5. Yeah, it's truly an excellent film in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review, and I'll be back with the Curious Case of Benjamin Button.